Hi guys, my name is Jennifer Almaguer and I love to talk about the good news and spread the good news and talk about Jesus. And I get this question all the time. People feel bad about their divorces. They feel bad that they got divorced. They're not sure if they should get divorced. Some people feel bad because they're still single. And so this big ball of like, should I be married? Should I not be married? Should I stay single? I'm still searching for someone. And you guys know I'm always talking to Christ and I'm always filtering everything through Him and through the Bible. And, there are, so one thing for sure that I do know for a fact that I can answer with 100% certainty is that He absolutely wants us to forgive. No matter if your spouse cheated on you, if your spouse is super narcissistic, that's just a very self-centered, selfish personality. Sometimes it's a disorder, and sometimes you don't realize that you end up marrying someone with a super selfish personality disorder because they tend to hide it at the beginning. Everything is so perfect. They love bomb you. They know exactly what to say, when to say, how to say it to you to hook you. And once they have you on the hook, then their mask starts to fall off. And a lot of people end up getting abused. And God is a God of justice. So if you are being abused, I'm sorry. In my personal opinion, I don't think that God would be okay or force you to stay where you are being abused. And abused is mentally abused, psychologically abused, emotionally abused. It's not just physically abused, but your spirit has so much to do with it. Your emotions and your mind have a lot to do with it. If you're constantly being manipulated and gaslit. Gaslit means, that term comes from a movie actually. I forgot the name of it, but it's a black and white movie. You guys know I love movies. And I refer a lot of my thoughts to movies because movies actually have a lot of truth to them. Human beings thought of these things. And in fact, if you notice, there's a lot of movies that are very futuristic, and then 10 years later, that thing in that movie actually is coming true. A lot of movies have predictions of the future. Not 100%. I'm not saying that movies are truth. I'm just saying that, we're very clever, intelligent human beings. So back to what I was saying about being, stuck with someone that is abusive to you. I personally, I cannot quote a verse in the Bible that says if you are being abused, this, you should get divorced. There are there is a verse in Matthew, and I don't have the verse in front of me, but adultery, cheating is permissible grounds to get a divorce. And please verify this for yourself. I, you know, I, there's so much more to dig deep into the Bible that, you know, don't, I was going to say, don't listen to every single little thing that I say, because I'm a human being and I have errors too. And we all interpret the Bible in our own way. And I just share how I interpret it personally. Some people are so against me wearing makeup. They send me emails with like 5 different verses as to why I should stop wearing makeup. And then I heard someone, and piercings are bad. And then I heard someone say that there was this woman in the Bible that had piercings, that had a nose that had some kind of piercing. I don't know. There's just so much to look into. But all of that is just like surfacey stuff. Let's talk about the real stuff, the stuff that actually matters. Let's go deep into our souls, not necessarily. Excuse all the background entertainment here. I'm obviously not at home. I'm on vacation with my family. We are in Cancun. The beach has been so amazing. But back to what I was saying is, these questions that I get all the time about, You know, did I do right? Is God mad at me for divorcing? And so here's the thing. If you guys like know the story of Hosea, I'm going to bring this closer to me because there's a lot of noise here. So sorry about that, you guys. I did not know that I picked a really bad place to do this. The book of Hosea, so he's a prophet. He's one of the first prophets. There's 12 prophets, and he's one of the first ones that was recorded and written. So Hosea, God tells Hosea to get married to a promiscuous woman. And this promiscuous woman, they end up having children. They end up getting married. They end up having 3 children. And she still cheats on him again. And she goes off and is, you know, an adulterous woman. And has relationships with other men. She sleeps around with other men. And God still tells Hosea, go back and get your wife. In fact, I believe the story goes that she gets sold, like she's now part of like sex trafficking, from my understanding. And God tells Hosea, go buy your wife back. Forgive your wife and go buy her back and love her. I mean, come on, you guys. Isn't that how God loves us? Isn't that the kind of stuff that we do to God? Don't we turn our back to God all the time? And he still buys us. He still bought us through Christ. He paid the price. God did a sacrifice for us. Even after everything we've done, betrayed, lied, lived in lustful ways, in idolatry, in greed, sloth, being lazy. We do so many selfish things to God. We forget about him. We make money idols. We make money our God. I mean, look at our health and medical industry. It's all about money. It's not about true wealth and health and wellness for us, but it's about the money. We are very flawed human beings, and we can be very selfish. No one is perfect. You're never going to find the perfect person. You're going to fall. You're going to make mistakes. That's a guarantee. In fact, it's so guaranteed that God said, I'm even going to forgive you for the sins that you commit in the future. I've already forgiven you for those. Why did he say that? Because he knows the struggle. He knows how hard it is for us to be perfect. We are not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. Only Christ was perfect, and he was so hated by the world. So God paid the price. He sent his son to sacrifice for us. Why? Because he loved us. That is true love. Unconditional, holds no records of wrong, is kind, it's gentle. Here is this verse on love. Okay, I'm going to read these. I actually do have some of these verses because I was studying this last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing type of love. And when you find a partner who can love you this way, like Hosea loved Gomer. Gomer was the promiscuous woman. He still went back and bought her. He's a perfect example of sacrificial, true, compassionate love. And it's the way God loves us. So I'm going to close off with these verses, and then I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, follow my channel. If you like this video, if you like my other videos, I do invite you to follow. So 1 Corinthians 13:4-8 says, love is patient, it's kind, it doesn't envy or boast, it is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It's not pushy. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, so no vengeance, but it rejoices with the truth. Okay, what a tall order. Like we say, I love you, and we throw that word love around so much, but do we actually truly know what love actually means? I mean, all of these things. Love is patient and kind. I'm often not patient. It's not rude. Sometimes I'm rude, especially when immature people, adult little tyrants, push my buttons. I'm gonna be rude, and I try so hard not to. So if we can practice understanding the meaning of what love is, then we can correct our behavior and our thoughts better, instead of, because often in the world we think, I love you so much. And it's usually because of the feelings, the happy feelings, right? The carnal feelings, the lust, the attraction. Oh, I love you. No, I lust you. It's actually, I lust you. A lot of times we say, I love you, but it's not even love, it's lust. Okay, I'm going to move on to John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, that someone lays down his life for his friends. Isn't that what Hosea did with Gomer? Because I don't care if you're in a romantic relationship, that person's going to be your friend too. It's so cool when you like end up with a friend, because you guys know you're going to have so much fun together. Because you actually like each other. You're not just lusting over each other, but like you guys have fun. Man, this one hit home for me. Like he really laid down his life. Hosea really sacrificed for Gomer. Truly, the way God sacrifices for us. John 15:13 says, First John 4:11 says, and if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. So in other words, this means true love is sacrificial. It is self-giving, it's merciful, it's compassionate, it's sympathetic, it's kind, it's generous, it's patient. All of the qualities that Hosea the prophet had. Isn't that amazing? So to truly love someone, you have to be able to forgive them for their wrongs if they were unfaithful. But it doesn't mean that you run and go back to them. It does not mean that, unless God really puts it in your heart to go back to this person. But in my opinion, if someone cheats on you, yes, you must forgive. But it doesn't mean that you have to run back. And it doesn't mean that you ought to self-condemn if you got divorced. Really take that to God. That's your personal walk and your personal relationship with God. And I promise you that if you ask him, he will answer. He will put it in your heart, and he'll let you know what he wants you to do from there. Okay, adios.